Two daddies. Judging baddies.
Judging baddies. Oh my God, are we rolling?
We're rolling.
All right, guys, welcome back to Two Daddies Judging Baddies, where we read internet. What's up with Dylan today?
I just
Your
wanted
hair sticking out from under the hat and
just in my beach mode.
Oh, in beach mode. Dylan's in beach mode. Welcome back to Two Daddies Judging Baddies, where we read internet stories and then I don't know, we judge the people in the fucking stories.
Are you gonna let everybody know about the new thing coming?
Oh yeah, so in a couple episodes we will be unveiling the iPad, which our sponsor is that the new thing we're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. Which I was like,
well, Mike made it such a big deal that he's like, we're not as rich as Smosh, and we had bought a iPad for Mike to do stuff for Labor Llama at the beginning of Labor Llama, and he was using it for like writing skits and stuff like that, and then it just kind of like stopped getting used.
Yeah,
and
we
so
stopped using it. I was
like, hey, can we use that for the podcast? Like, I was thinking like something to like tell us what the time is and all this stuff, and then we got to thinking, we're like, well, yeah, it does make sense to kind of just do it on the iPad.
It does. So other things that I wanted to do too is, because I be on Reddit. It's not like I am a guy who
started a Reddit for this podcast.
Yeah, started a Reddit. I was like, I started reading these Out of the Asshole stories, so I made a. No, I've been on Reddit, and anybody in the they could look at my Reddit profile and they were like, God damn, Mike's in so many like different communities. I'm in like an Adopt Me community when my kids were playing that, because I was like, that's where I could get all the animals from, because they were like trying to hatch them, and it was like a gambling system, but there's a trade system. So I was like, I can go to eBay and buy the exact animal they want from a guy, and he can come in and trade it to me. So I got into those. Like I think the Reddit that I have right now is at least 13, 14 years old.
I think mine's like 6 or 5 or 6, but like I didn't understand it. And like I tried to get into like the local communities and what was going on, and I didn't really know how to use it.
Yeah, so. Local communities are garbage, and that's where you find the serial killers. Don't ever. Reddit's not a place for local happenings.
I mean, there is some cool stuff that I've seen like come across from like Winston and Greensboro, but mostly it just turns into like people being like, rah, red, rah, blue, and like, you're Nazis and I hate you, and
yeah,
it's just downvotes for whoever.
I just like people of Reddit's just like a good place where people of similar interests can gather around. It has like the real, anonymity of a social media platform. So while you think that is a good place where you can go like troll and stuff like that, and of course there's actually much less, because there's no real following system, there's no keeping up with people system, so there's no real benefit to being a troll. Like
one of the things that I've realized though is like it's a pain in the ass for me, because like I'd like to change it so that it's like closer to my name. Like you have Felonious Falafel, mine's GSO Video, Greensboro Video, but like I can never change it. Like it just is. Like you can never change your username. You have to like literally start a new Reddit to change your username.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah. Once you have your name, like I think you get to change it once. And so once you like pick that custom name, that's it forever.
Yeah. I think my Felonious Falafel one, man, that one's been, like I said, Felonious Falafel existed well before I made content.
Because it was your gamer tag, right?
Yeah. It was like for online tournament magic thing for online tournaments. That was the username I used, and it actually generated friendly falafel. And I'm like, I'm not friendly. Come on. I'm Felonious Falafel. I'm a tough guy. You know what I'm saying?
Night.
I cried a little bit during the had another Harry Potter marathon, and it's so weird how different scenes make you sad and shit. And in different parts of your life, like you could watch something and it not really make you sad, and then you watch it 10 years later and then you're like, oh fuck, like that's fucking sad. So it's just where they're out in the woods. Harry has the resurrection stone. He brings back his family, his mom, and fuck dad, by the way, in that scene, because he goes up and like holds his mom and is like really talking to her, and the dad says something. He's like, yeah, whatever, bitch. It doesn't really pay him any attention. But when Remus, when he's upset because Tonks and Remus died, they just had a kid, so they're not going to be able to be parents to the kid, and he was just like, people will tell him stories of why what their mom and dad died, what his mom and dad died fighting for, and he'll grow up and understand one day. And I was just like, I don't know why. I was just like, fuck, man,
that's sad.
Like so we talked about quitting smoking on here, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, yeah, on the last one, me and Dylan we're real thick into to the point where I'm pretty sure it's over. Like we're going to move forward and not be ingesting nicotine anymore.
Well, technically, you slipped up, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I slipped up. Listen, I've been dealing with the tooth. It's not like I was sitting there like, ooh, I want a cigarette so bad. I was just like, look, my brain's going through a lot of shit. I gave him one. If between the time that, this tooth gets taken out, which hopefully is today or tomorrow, if I were to smoke another one, because people were like, well, it moves your date back. I was like, I don't even remember the fucking date that I started. I was just like, hey, I'm not doing this anymore. Yeah. Like, I'm not.
Well, no, and it's not that. Like, I'm just saying, like, when we were out here doing the paranormal activity thing, like, they were checking for ghosts at this building and then the other building that we.
Tell me about that.
No, I told you about it. You just didn't show up.
Yeah, you forgot to tell me like 5 minutes before it's happening. I will not remember.
And so we were out doing that, and one of my friends had like one of those like no nicotine vapes, just like a zero, and it tastes like menthol. So I took a couple rips off of that, and then the bartender came over, and he's always got his vape, and like he like kind of like put his arms around me and somebody else, and he had his vape in his hand, and I was just like. So, like, technically, I had nicotine on Saturday, too. But.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm going through all that stuff. And listen, I'm the first one, I will tell you, like, growing up with addiction and everything like that I understand if your brain will be like, hey, you could do this because of X. And then if you fall into that, that's how you kind of backward slide.
Yeah.
That's not one of those instances. No. I've been in pain for 2 months, and I was just like, I was really going through it with like the tooth and stuff. And I had a little bit of like a craving for it. And I was just like, fuck it. Like, I'm dealing with a lot of shit right now. I'm doing this for me as a me treat. It's not even like I'm giving it to my brain. I'm like, I'm going to do it for me. So I did it. And then, it's been 2 days since then, and I'm not having any more nicotine.
I think the thing is like in that moment too, like the vape tastes good because it's just a fucking vape and they taste like candy. But like with you, like you've been away from it far enough that like even just like those first few puffs, you're like, oh wait, this does taste like shit. Like it tastes delicious.
Well, that
after
too, and I almost like passed out. I was like,
getting like, I was like, lightheaded.
I was like, how the fuck did I get addicted to this? But yeah, I haven't had it since then. I was thinking because once the tooth comes out, 100% for a week, I can't do none of that stuff because you can get dry socket and fuck that. Yeah. That sounds like the scariest shit in the world. So that after that, literally, because once I made it through. Like day 3, there was nothing. There's no craving for it. It was just, I was essentially existing. Now, I did make up for it by eating a fuck ton of food. And I was like, bro, I have to like put something healthy in place. So one thing I love is cucumber water. Like if you don't like drinking water, which I enjoy drinking just regular water. But if you don't enjoy drinking water, what I would suggest is people would be like, well, put fruits in it and shit like that. If you put fruit in water, it tastes like shit. It tastes even worse, except for cucumbers. If you put it doesn't make the water taste like cucumber. It just makes the shit refreshing, and it kind of adds, I don't know, it does add like a little bit of a cucumbery taste to it. It is amazing. If you struggle drinking water, listen. I'm the first one to tell you, look, because you're like, God damn, Mike, cucumber water, that's some rich shit, bro. Cucumbers are like 33 cents. So,
oh, yeah, and you can grow them in your backyard, too.
Yeah, you can grow them in your backyard, too, and they grow fast as fuck. But cucumbers are cheap as fuck. Water is free, bro. If you do not like drinking water, I'm telling you what, get a jug, throw some cucumbers in there, pour some water in there, and you'll be like, damn, that is a lot better. I think I'd started, because even when I worked out a lot, I did not enjoy water. I would be drinking diet drinks and shit like that. But I think it was around like 2018, Amy had started like fucking with different kinds of water for me. She will never drink water. She's like, I'm not a fucking fish. She will not. But she made the cucumber water, man. And I'm telling you, I drank that shit so much, and like my skin was just smooth too. It just makes your skin smooth and shit like that. And now I'm just like, I've quit smoking. Why not, start getting into a little bit of like, fucking trying to make my skin better. Which is crazy. Listen, here's the thing we're going to get into a story, okay? I'm sorry, God. This is fucking Mike and Dylan hate drama now, essentially. But fucking, there goes people with the essentially. They're going to be like, that's Mike's favorite word. It is my favorite word. You didn't have
to bring it up on this one. It might have been on Mike
oh,
and
Dylan,
yeah.
I do. Listen, I love a good essentially. But I think that quitting the cigarettes kind of went, hand in hand with the fixing the fridge stuff. I fixed the fridge. I'm not a handy type of person, but I think that I was lacking a lot of self-worth for, a big portion of my life. Okay. And then once you start to get to the mind of like, oh yeah, I am somebody. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what job you work, what you're doing. You are somebody. And whether you believe so or not, you deserve love. You deserve to be comfortable. You deserve to be happy. Okay. And we can get into a whole spiel about how, we live in a world where there's a system that, is designed to make you feel worthless and unhappy. But you do deserve happiness. You do, like, you're worthy of being comfortable in life and to feel good. And sometimes we lose that stuff, and it will affect, like, hygiene and shit like that. Once you start losing that self-worth, you're just like, well, I don't give a fuck, and it kind of creates that mindset. And I think, doing some of that stuff started to, like, put into my mind that, hey, you can do this stuff. You got to, like, get out of this, woe is me bullshit, which...
Well, tell me your new accomplishment.
I installed a dishwasher.
Probably had to remove an old one too, right?
Yes. Okay.
You had to remove an old one, get one on Facebook Marketplace, and then...
Amy got the one on Facebook Marketplace, and it's kitchen made. I don't fucking know, but she was real. She was like, yeah,
it's a nice one.
And she's country. So she was like, that was $35. I mean, she's like, ask me how much that was. And every single time, listen, I know we
$400.
I know we ain't got $150 in the bank account. And I was like, $150. She was like, no, guess again. I was like, well, $100? $35. No way. We fucked that night. Listen, I'm telling you, you always, if your old lady asks you how much when she's like, guess how much I got this for? Blow it out of proportion. And then just be shocked when she tells you the price that you assume that she got it for. But yeah, I changed the fitting on the back. So it needed a, I don't know, 3/4 by whatever elbow to fit on the new fitting, which is cool too, because I was real worried about it, because you got the water line, and I was like, how the fuck do I get that bolt on there? Because I feel where it's like on there. Listen, I'm still stupid when it comes to this shit. I was like, how do I do it? But the other bolt fit with the fitting that I got. And then I just replaced the gasket on the inside because it had a leak.
On the door?
Yep, because it had a leak.
And all that was at, like, Lowe's or something? Or did you have to, like,
Amazon? Yeah, just at fucking Lowe's, bro. They got everything. I was like, yes, they're not going to have a specific dishwasher. And they're like, well, when that's industry standard, they will have those stuff. And I was like, oh, well, that's great.
Were you talking to your dad?
Yeah, not Chat GPT, but Claude AI. That is it's my father. I'm about to cheat on him with the Google shit when I fucking get enough of that, because apparently that guy is fucking genius. But we're going to go ahead and get into an Am I the Asshole? What people come here for. That one guy's going to be like, there's the brochure. Listen, I love that guy. He's listening right now. He knows he is.
Was that on this podcast? Or was
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, he can't stay away. And he's thinking right now to himself, he's like, I can't. Am I the asshole for leaving dinner early after my boyfriend's friend introduced me as the current one?
The current one.
Listen, look, I like to do prejudgments. I also want to do stories where Dylan has read the story, and then you could give it to me and be like, read this in a blank voice, because I love doing my voices. All right, if we could do like a nice guy one, like the widowy guy, just like whatever the story calls
that on
for.
This one.
I haven't read this one. I don't know what to do it for.
I always like the literally guy.
And it's a girl too, so I can't do that. I'll try on one.
Well, it's a girl, but the friend is a girl too.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work. No. God. How much dedicated wham.
Do it like a valley girl.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Oh, I need some water. Feeling a little peckish. All right. So my boyfriend, 31 male, invited me to dinner with his old college group. One of his female friends, 30 female. She put that twice. That validates me for that one time where I was like, wife, oh, they didn't put the thing. Who I've never met before, came in late, looked me up and down and said, oh, so you're the current one? Cute. I was stunned. No one laughed. No one corrected her. My boyfriend just kind of chuckled awkwardly and changed the subject. I sat there in silence for another 20 minutes before excusing myself and leaving. Took an Uber home. He called me later and said I embarrassed him by making it a thing. Like, who says that? God. And that shot, I should have just been chill because I didn't mean anything by it. He wants me to apologize to her for acting like a child. So, am I the asshole for not tolerating that kind of blatant disrespect? Because honestly, it was blatant. He's a pig. And that whore slut bitch that he brought, she could fucking die.
I think the Valley Girl fit.
Was it all right?
Oh, like,
I've never done one of those, so I was just like, I was kind of scared.
Yeah, no, you got it.
But
like, who the fuck? Like, how are you gonna do that? Being like, if it's your friend at all, like your friend brings a significant other new person that they're dating, like
that.
Who's gonna just be like, oh, you're the current one? Like,
that's obviously someone who's jealous of the relationship. That is someone.
Actually, I have an example from this. Like, I went to my buddies. We went out on the boat. His brother has a boat, and so we went out, and his mom came along with. And I had brought my girlfriend at the time, and like I think we had just recently started like dating seriously, so I think we might have been together a couple weeks. And homegirl has the audacity to say like, I'm glad he's finally like picked a girl instead of just like going out there and whoring it up. And I'm like, the fuck, bitch? Like, girlfriend, like recent girlfriend. Why are we talking about like previous to this girlfriend, like what I was doing? Because for one thing, it's none of your fucking business, and ultimately it's none of hers because we weren't together yet. So like if I was going out and hanging out with other chicks, like no big deal. And this lady really doesn't actually know me from Adam, so I don't know why she like
what
she like my friend. I'm like close with my friend, but I don't think he's like out there like, yeah, Dylan's
Dylan's out here fucking all the bitches. Like, bro, you got to meet my friend Dylan, mom. Like, Dylan's out there, he's getting mad pussy, bro. Like, I was like, no, Dylan, bro, you're getting too much cunt, bro. You're swimming in it, dude. This is what I tell my mom. Me and my mom have the like. I can imagine him like snuggled up to his mom in bed. And he's like, Mom, I want to be like Dylan. She's like, you're perfectly fine, just the way you are, baby. He was like, no. Dylan gets so much gas, bro. Like, you should see him, dude. Every day, different bitch. Like, what conversations is he having with his mom?
But then when you bring a girl, like you are doing the thing that like the parent's supposed to be like proud of you. Like, and like once again, like I know his mom, but we're not like close. It's not like I grew up there all over there all the time. Like I'm in my like mid-20s or like early 20s, like 22, 23. And she just blasts off in the mouth like, I was like, what?
You just had to be like, yeah. Fuck.
Well, yeah, and then
I want to enjoy this boat ride.
My girl was like, afterwards, she's like, did you hear what? Because I didn't even hear this conversation. That's what my girlfriend had then told me later, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, no.
I just looked at her and be like, yeah, I think she's like senile or something like that, confusing me with another friend because I don't know that bitch at all.
Yeah, I mean,
it is like I don't know what it is with between guys and girls. And listen, we can do the whole if you dip your hand in a cup of water, fucking scenario, whatever. But I don't know what it is when a girl finds out that a guy's been with a bunch of women. She's like, "Oh, I'm gonna try to like lock him down."
Yeah.
But if a girl's like, "Yeah, I've been with 100 dudes," the guy's like, "Ew,
see you later."
Yeah, God, I wish my dad loved me. Which I'm saying, hey, live your life. If you want to fuck 100 guys, fuck 100 guys.
Yeah.
If you want to fuck 100 girls, fuck 100 girls. But you got to accept the stigma that comes with it.
Yeah. Well,
which with guys is like the pimp. No, pimp. Look at him, bro. He fucking land. And with a girl, it's like, baby, stop. Stop it. Stop doing that to yourself. Like,
well, and with that situation, though, like, I wasn't out, like, whoring it up. Like,
I think we're getting away from the story now, though.
No, it's still the same like concept.
It's
like she made it out like that guy's been running through the girls and like, oh, you're the current one,
right?
But like the thing is like I wasn't like out like whoring it up. I think between like any of my long-term relationships, there's usually like 3 or 4 like quick things,
right?
And in like a 6-month period, like I wasn't like taking a girl home from the bar every night, like a new girl. So like it was kind of like outlandish what she had said anyways, but like it's just like why say that? Like what's the reason?
I hate that too, because like for girls and guys, it's the same. Like you can meet somebody, they seem like a really good person, real respectable, And it takes like a month or two for the cracks to start showing, and you're like, oh God, this person's really fucking
I don't wanna hang out with them
weird
anymore.
or evil or whatever. And then, you know, if you fucked them, that's just another person on like your list of people that you had sex with.
Well, yeah, and I think it's, and then like no shame if you really want to just go out there and new person every night, you know, do your thing. But like that's not for everybody. That's not for me. Like that was my thing. Is I like to like, I think the first hookup is never the best hookup out of all of them. Like, I mean, shit, with me and my wife now, like it's better than it was when we first got together. Like we technically did it more back then because we weren't married and had kids and all like life getting in the way. But like what we can do for each other, we've learned how to play the game a lot better.
Right.
Like, you know, like it's a lot more passion and love there than it is from like just the lust
That's
phase
what I'm
of
saying. So
initially.
God bless America. And I'm gonna get into like some TMI territory.
Details.
Yeah, but it's just that's one thing is one night stands is so fucking hit or miss.
It's just the thrill of the hunt.
And it's
like,
more it's more miss. Once you're like in there, it's honestly a little bit awkward because it's two people that have most of the time zero chemistry. But me and Amy did a little bit of love making. Was it last night or Saturday? Yesterday? I don't know. We have a pretty good sex life for, you know, people
You're married long.
people that have been
term,
together for 13 fucking years. And we made like we were making love and it like ended oral. There was no like actual sex in that process. And like when I'm telling you, like it was great. It was like amazing. And I'm just like, you can't get that.
No.
In a one night stand. But wives do get mean. Like once you like it's listen, y'all understand each other's bodies and everything like that. They understand how to like piss you off the quickest. They do. So there is like a give and take. There's a give and take. The next day, we got into an argument about okay, so I do have a bad habit. My fault. Okay. My fault of not putting stuff up after I use it. It's a thing. Okay. And my tooth is broken. So I've been using clove oil. Yeah. Which I don't know if you know this can kill a kid if they like, you know, fucking eat it.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
Bro, have you not? It sears your entire mouth when you use it.
Oh, yeah. No, I know it's very uncomfortable. But
yeah, it's very dangerous stuff. So I had left some out and Amy gets on to me. And I'm trying to explain to her that I have the bottle right here. So the other bottle was one that was like completely empty. It had like, but she kept cutting me off with can we not put things back where we got them? Do we have to? You just like, oh, I'm done using it. Now I gotta just fly. I gotta float away like a fairy. And I'm just like, look at me. Just, God, she'll do that, bro. She'll do the quick hitting stuff when I'm trying to talk because she knows that's if you shut Michael up, that's the only way you can really.
Don't let him talk. Just keep talking over him.
If he talks, he'll just, every insult you say will deflect across his face. If you don't let him like finish it, oh man, she was just getting to me. But that's what I'm saying. That's the give and take. Like, but yeah, what kind of, listen, I don't give a fuck how good of a friend you are. You could be Dylan.
Is that a bad thing? Or?
Like if we'll give it like a fucking, a real perspective. This is, you know, nothing that has ever happened or been close to happening. But where me and Dylan work in the studio, his wife has a plant shop. So she's like here working a lot. If there was ever a time where she said something, did something that was like, you know, completely out of the way, like that like made me feel bad or some shit like that, I would never in a million years right there be like, hey, this is, blah. You never do that. Like it doesn't matter. You don't like, what's a good word for it? Like you talk to your friend about it. You never come at someone's spouse in any type of way. It doesn't matter if that person's your friend. Like if this is somebody outside and it's like two fucking people, obviously do what the fuck you want. But just like out of like a respect thing. So the zero respect that she has for her friend, also the girl for the guy, just walking in and being like, oh, so this is the current one, shows that she does not.
She blasted him, basically being like, oh, he gets a new one of you every week, like is basically what she had mentioned, and then switched it over to, you know, like a burn on her too. Like you're burning both your friend and his new partner in the process of doing that. And like, why the fuck you here? Like, you're not either. Nobody here is friend. So, like, why don't you just fucking not show up instead of being a cunt when you do?
Right. I don't know. But, I mean, I guess not the asshole for leaving, but you should have just, like, called it out right there.
Well, the fact that your boyfriend's like, oh, you should probably apologize. No, fuck that bitch. Like,
he said, we're so far into, like, the body count, and then me and my wife making love, and I'm just like, I don't know. She's not the asshole.
I think he had mentioned that she needed to, like, apologize to the friend, and I was like, no.
Oh, a listener submission?
This is from Ricky from Oklahoma.
Oh, Ricky from Oklahoma. Shout out, Ricky. Listen, Ricky.
He calls us daily, pretty much.
Back in the beginning, bro, if it wasn't for Ricky, we would have no submissions.
No.
Ricky been there. As soon as the voice thing started, he started hitting the voice submissions too. So shout out Ricky. I'll do a Ricky.
We'll have another one of his voicemails come up on. This is for two daddies, but like on Mike and Dylan, he's got a voicemail coming up.
All right, so he says, "Hey there, Mike and Dylan. Hey there, Dylan and Mike. I just want your opinion on this. This is Ricky from Oklahoma. Well, I can tell you, Ricky, you're wrong. Okay, you're wrong. It's Mike and Dylan.
Every time he puts it Dylan and Mike as alphabetical order, he says,
I don't know which does sound better, Dylan and Mike. Like."
Well, for MADHD,
I think it's because if it was Dylan and Michael, like it's okay. But I think because mine, we just use Mike and then we go and Dylan syllable wise, it fits better. But
yeah, and I think the MADHD makes more sense. Like we were working more with acronyms than we didn't care which one went first. We were just trying to figure out.
Well, there's no hierarchy on this podcast. Even though y'all be
just Mike's number one.
Mike talks a lot. That's just a flaw in Mike. It's not this is the Mike and Dylan and Mike show. That's what this is. My wife has a female work friend who is switching daycares for her son. The work friend had issues with one daycare and switched. After switching, they had more issues stemming from the previous daycare, which caused the work friend's son being kicked out of the new daycare. Here's where I say no to my wife. My wife's work friend is enrolling her son into a daycare that our daughters go to. I work in mental health, and it's 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Ricky, that is not the job I had thought Ricky was in. Nope.
Yep.
Thought he was, from the first two like submissions being in a car with the windows down. I was like, bro, Ricky's just like he just got done fixing somebody's car. Brother's like smoking a cigarette, Bud Light in the hand, just driving down the road. Doing hey guys, that's what I assumed. Ricky out here helping the brains.
Mentally challenged.
I take our girls to mentally challenged.
Couldn't come up with a good one, so
yep,
that's good enough.
Yeah. So we were watching Harry Potter yesterday, and there's the music teacher. He's a little person. Which is so funny because I was like, man, when I see him, it reminds me, I don't know why his mannerisms remind me of Amy's brother. And now my daughter can't not see it. So every time she sees him, she'll be like, oh, there's Uncle Andrew. So she was like, Dad, what? She was like, wait, what is the correct term for it? And I just turned around and said midget. And she was like, no, it's not. She's like, short people. And I was like, no. Short people are not midgets. I was like, you got to go. And she was like, well, little people sounds. I was like, yes, it does sound wrong.
It sounds
also, you can't tell me to say little people if a bunch of midgets just ran a wrestling show in Salisbury and they call it midget wrestling. The guy who owns it is a little person and he calls it midget wrestling. At this point, I'm sorry, but I have now came in contact and physically seen more midgets that call themselves midgets.
Wait, did you go to that?
I've been to one.
Okay, because like that's what we were all out here for the ghost hunters and everything, and then like half the crew for next door showed up. They had just left the micro wrestling, or I guess maybe it was
it's midget wrestling.
Okay, yeah. Well, yeah.
This one's not the micro one.
And then so when they got there, they were talking about it, and I said something like, oh, the little people, and then they said something else like no, they call it midget wrestling, and I was like, well, yeah, little people does sound like more offensive.
It does.
Like, I don't know why.
Little people.
Little people. You're not even a full person.
That's just as much of a person to me
as
that big ass motherfucker over there is. That right there is a midget. That's that in my brain. I'm just saying that like that's the commission.
Well, why don't we call it?
Because when I announce my boy, like if I got. Oh, a midget is a friend. I'm gonna be like, yeah, my friend Jonathan. Oh, he's a midget. I ain't gonna be like he's a little person. Hell nah, he's just as much a person as anybody else. He just happens to have midgetitis. I don't know what the fucking condition is. I'm not learning all of them.
Dwarfism?
There's a bunch of them that
Oh,
cause.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
why don't we call like giants giant people or like large people?
nah, they're just like they're just like, wow. Oh, how'd you get that tall? Like honestly, if you think about it, you know, being really, really fucking tall probably has its problems because everybody's like, I get it now. I always thought they were jokes because people would be like, oh, how's the sky up there? And oh, you must play basketball and shit like that. Like nobody ever sees a midget like, whoa, bro, how's the weather down there, bud? Smelling a lot of farts. Like, you just like, so you know what? Through making jokes about midgets, I have actually learned to respect tall people more. Okay, I got to get through this goddamn story. All right, so I take our girls to daycare every morning. When my wife says that her coworker was putting her son in our daycare, I said, no, I will not be taking her son to daycare. I said that I don't want to be responsible for anybody's kid except mine. My wife told me that I was being an asshole about it, and she would never offer me taking the other kids to daycare with our girls.
So basically, the wife is saying she wouldn't have suggested that ever, and so him calling that out before it ever becomes a thing is making he's an asshole for preemptively.
Then I just told her that I was letting her know before the conversation with the coworker starts up, and I get voluntold to be this kid's chauffeur. Am I the asshole? Yes, bro. What? You're the asshole. You don't know. He doesn't know that she is going to say that.
No, like I don't think he's the asshole. I think it's good to like put a stop to it before it ever becomes a thing.
Boundary, but there's a way to word it, and I guarantee you, anybody that preemptively says no to something never does it in a polite way. In the history of ever, has anybody ever preemptively known that something was about to be asked and in a nice way said no to it? There is also people that have preemptively like said that no, and then the other person's like, bro, I wasn't even going to fucking ask. What are you talking about?
That's basically what happened there was like, he's like, hey, I'm not going to take the other kid to daycare because I take our daughters to daycare every day. I'm not going to like.
How did he word this in the thing? Because it'll.
I don't think
told me that.
Okay,
wait, let me see. I said, no, I will not be taking her son to daycare. Just flat out, bam.
She's sitting there
if he cut her off, I'm not saying either one's an asshole because it's such a non-issue, and non-issues are the best issues to have. But I do feel like this was she was mid-sentence. He's like, no, I'm not taking her kid to daycare. Just cut her off, and she was like, wasn't even going to ask that.
Yeah, well, I mean,
but he knows his honestly.
Yeah.
Maybe not the asshole because you do know your girl more. You know if that question's coming.
And you know her coworker too, and like, is her coworker dumping responsibilities off to do other things? And so, is it just going to be a scenario where like one day she's like, "Hey, could I just bring him by your house?" And then your husband take him?
I think it's the first time I'm going to change mine to not the asshole. Yeah. I think it's the first time I ever changed the
in the moment.
Yeah, in the moment.
I don't think anybody's really the asshole. Like, obviously, the wife's not the asshole. Like, for just
I don't want to be responsible for anybody else's kid. That's what I'm saying too, though.
And that's what his thing was.
Is like when like a guy gets accused of being like a pedophile, I am more inclined to believe the victim.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, man, me as a grown ass man would never put myself in a situation like if they're like, 3 16-year-old girls accused him of touching them. I'm like, what situation do you put yourself in where that now seems plausible? Well, I watch all my wife makes me watch, all these guys. Like, no, fuck that shit. No, I'm not watching nobody else's kids. None of that shit. Like, even with like sleepovers and stuff like that, bro, I'm not around. I am. If it's like, she's got friends coming over and shit like that, fuck that shit. I'll go do something else. I'll go play Magic the Gathering or something like that. It's just not even like in the sense of like you're worried about people like saying, hey, oh, you did. It's just you never put yourself. It's like the guy at the park who was like, hey, you guys want to fucking look at me? No, bro. A, that's pedophile activity right there. But B, once again, if my daughter is at somebody else's house, which A, she don't have sleepovers. That's I don't know. Technically, I don't know the parents. I could meet the parents, hang out with the parents. I don't know the parents, but I don't know the motherfucking brother that comes over. I don't know the neighbor that stops by. Uncle. I don't know these motherfuckers, okay? And if I see that somebody is letting their kids that I don't know how you do it, bro. I don't know how you do it because if my daughter goes over somewhere And then she comes back and she just says something like, hey, you know, this guy fucking touched me inappropriately. She could misword the fuck out of that. But guess what? I'm already on the way to your house with a shotgun. Like and it's just, as a guy, never put yourself in that situation. And if you fucking never do that, you can never be accused of doing that. How the fuck did we get on this?
Because he says he doesn't want to be responsible for another
okay,
kid's.
yeah. So, yeah, you never want to be, and also, too, like, I don't know what kind of weird allergies kids got and shit like that.
Just even fucking driving in a car. Like, I don't.
That's a lot of responsibility.
I like being responsible for my family, and like the way that I drive is the way that I feel like I'm safe with them. But if I were to get into something with another person's kid, like that's
I'm making sure their side got hit too. Also, I'm just saying, I know where my kids are placed in the car. So that's another thing. That's another thing on top of I don't understand how parents can send their kids, which I get it. Some people don't have choices. Listen, the world's a really tough place, but that's the first thing I figure out is how to not do that. But I don't want to send my kids somewhere where they're not someone's first priority if shit goes down. That's where I'm just like, it's hard. And swimming, that's one thing. They're not allowed to swim unless she's got to the point she has friends where she can go stay over. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like the crazy dad who's not gonna let her live her life. I do let her do shit. Not allowed to swim,
but like not like a new friend.
Yeah, but even still, with the parents that I know, not allowed to swim. Like if you're gonna swim somewhere, I need to be there.
Oh shit! My daughter goes up to the pool all the time by herself.
She's getting older though. She's getting the age
she
of
was
yours.
On the swim team, so like swimming is not the danger. Like.
Right, yeah. I mean, she swims all right, but she's not like where. Also, too, I understand how normal people are at a pool. They're like talking and having fun. And I think it's because of the rip current situation at Myrtle Beach. I'm just like, I know how deadly this shit is.
Yeah. The beach is different. Yeah. But like at a pool, like even at a lake, it's different. Like I think a pool is pretty much as safe as you can
More
get.
people die in a pool every year than in lakes and oceans.
In America. More people swim in a pool. Like, so just by sheer numbers, more people are going to die.
Do we have those numbers? Do you have those numbers on hand?
I would guarantee it. Every single hotel has a pool. Every single, like, 1 out of every 5 houses has a pool.
I think once you let your guard down, because you're like, yeah, this is, it's not an ocean.
Well, our pool has a lifeguard too, so... Always active.
I'm sorry, Richie Rich.
Oh,
God.
Neighborhood pool, bro.
I swim at a lake where they're just like, if you die, you die, bro. It's a lake. Like if you go under, man. Listen, I love lakes, but also hate lakes too because my middle son, we're getting him to swim better. Like he can swim. We're like trying to get it to where
build his confidence.
Yeah, like can actually, because if you swim on top of water, I don't give a fuck about that. Yeah. Like anybody can swim on top of water from point A to point B. I want you to know how to tread water because that's going to help in like the dangerous situations, float on your back. I want you to be able to do things like be able to swim underneath water, all of that stuff. So he cannot swim in a lake unless he has a floaty on. Sorry, bro. It's brown water. I cannot see you if you go underwater. If you go underwater and you're like, fuck, I'm just not coming back up. Also, he has no fat on his body. If you go underwater and you don't come back up, I can't just. So all that stuff happens.
Was that a stick or was that him?
Yeah. My wife took, when we went to the beach for the first time as a family, she had my daughter on a leash. And I was like, that is the corniest thing. I'm like, I'm so fucking embarrassed. The next day at Myrtle Beach, a kid got hit with a wave and fucking 3-year-old little kid got swept away by a wave. I'm like, wow. On a leash, like, yeah, and walking my little daughter. Am I the asshole for accidentally ruining my autistic boyfriend's safe food? You got a safe food?
Fuck no, dude. I eat everything. I literally eat everything.
Me too. My boyfriend loves stew. He wants to eat it all day, every day for every meal. What was the other guy? Because I gave him a lot of leeway. The picky eater.
Yeah, picky eater.
Stew guy, he worries me. His favorite stew is beef tips and vegetables from a local place, but it's really expensive. Like $47 for a big bowl. They don't do small orders for takeouts, and he is grossed out by leftovers, so more than half of it gets wasted. We've had a couple of arguments about it. He says, I don't understand his brain. I say, he doesn't understand our budget. The only thing with like beef tips is because anything with fat, once once you like cook it, once you render the fat and cool it off, it does like form that gelatinous substance on the top.
Yeah.
As soon as you warm it up, it goes away though.
Yes.
And it's just like, that's weird. Recently, I looked up some recipes, including doing a dissection of the takeout soup and tried my hand at making some home cooked replacement for stew night. He loved it for a few days, and then one night he was hanging out with me in the kitchen and saw me put tomato paste into the pot. He was really upset and demanded that I make soup without the paste. I told him it wouldn't taste the same, and he said it would be better because he hates tomatoes. Look. I'm not reading this whole story.
You're the one that picked it.
I'm not doing it. I thought it was going to be like a really fun story.
Oh, it is kind of fun.
No,
it gets kind of fun.
Okay, we're going to keep going. I was like, man, I know how this is going to go. I told him it wouldn't taste the same, and he said it would be better because he hates tomatoes. They're not a safe food for him. So I made the soup with no tomato paste, and big surprise, something felt off about it to him. Instead of admitting that the tomato paste was necessary, he threw a fit and told me he didn't want home-cooked food anymore if I was going to play with him and not take his safe food seriously. He thinks I changed more than just tomato paste in an effort to get him to admit he was wrong. Jesus Christ.
I'm just sorry. Like this is kind of like, I know I'm a crazy guy about food. Like I'm just like fucking eat it. But like this is what I'm trying to avoid with like my kids and stuff is like this whole like I don't like that. Well, fucking try it,
so,
and then determine that you don't like it. Don't just automatically be like, because like homie's like, oh, this is delicious, I love this, and then he sees you make it and there's tomato in it, and he's like, I don't like tomato. Well, the fuck you don't. Like you tried it, you liked it, and then now that you see that there's tomatoes in it, you don't like it.
So with Amy's like recipes and stuff like that, like with her dad, you can't tell him what's in it because he'll be like, ooh, and like,
oh, gross.
But if he eats it, he'll just eat like she'll put cream cheese when she's in her spaghetti sauce.
Yes.
She home makes her spaghetti sauce, so she puts cream cheese in it, and she's like, I just don't ever mention it to him because then he's gonna be like, ew, yucky. When she makes like mashed potatoes, she'll put mayonnaise and sour cream in it. She's like, don't ever tell him. She makes chocolate cake with mayonnaise. She's like, don't ever say anything. Especially, she just doesn't do that about the chocolate cake.
Well, see, that's how it was with my wife. Like she literally hates mayonnaise, and I like to make my grilled cheese with mayonnaise just because like I don't like having to get soft butter and do all this stuff. Like I literally just take mayonnaise, it's a fat, and put it on there and it grills up. And so like I don't have to have soft butter, I don't have to have margarine or anything else. Like I'm just like boop boop done. And she's like, I don't like mayonnaise. And I was like, just try it. And she's like, but I don't like mayonnaise. I was like, just fucking try it and then decide that you don't like it. And then ever since then, even though she hates the smell and the taste of mayonnaise, she uses mayonnaise if she makes the grilled cheese because it's easy. Like it's the simple way.
So Amy, when she makes like sandwiches and stuff, she puts salt, pepper, and oregano on it. And I'm just like, that you're doing too much to a sandwich. So I come in, she made me a half a sub because I was like, I'm trying to be healthier. And I was like, oh, I'm not trying to be healthier with my food. And she was like, oh, well, just make one after you eat. So I eat the sub, and then I go make one of my own, and I like take a bite, and I was just like, this is sad.
Where's the salt and pepper and oregano?
Right. She also like makes her sandwiches in like hers have to be like layered in a certain way. Yeah. And I'm like, but once it gets in there, it just all starts, jumbling up.
No, it does kind of the flavor profile does kind of change. I always cheese on both sides because that's my favorite part of it. So my safe food is cheese.
Cheese is so good, though. It's so hard to go wrong with a good cheese. $400 in stew orders later, and I had an idea to ask the chef when we were picking up the order if there was any tomato products in the stew, and lo and behold, there is tomato paste in the recipe. Fucking tomato paste. In my mind, this was great because I thought he would get over it if he knew the original perfect stew had tomato paste. Like, oh, I guess tomato paste isn't so bad then. But it was the exact opposite. He walked out of the restaurant without saying anything and then refused to eat the stew that night and hasn't ordered it again. And he's been ignoring me while sulking around the house, using his whiny voice a lot and slamming things. How often do you got to use this voice for it to be the whiny voice? But you told me. Now I know there's tomato paste in it, and this ruined the whole experience. Eating for me is an experience. The texture's got to be good. You don't know what it's like in my brain.
Tomatoes are not my safe food.
I know what it's about to be like fucking a real man because I'm leaving. His sister also texted me to tell me that I'm a selfish asshole for needing to get back at him by taking his favorite food away. How good is this dick that he is delivering that you deal with this? All that shit, yeah. He's got to be fucking just laying that shit down.
He does like to eat pussy, though.
Like, he's like, yeah, I'm autistic, and my savant is vaginas.
I don't have any texture issues with that.
I know how to stimulate the clitoris, anus, and nipples simultaneously without using my hands. What? I literally just wanted to stop spending insane amounts of money on Stu. I wasn't trying to hurt him or ruin his life. I'm not autistic. I can't really wrap my mind around caring this much about a single ingredient. I genuinely don't see this reaction coming. We've been together for 4 years, and he's only had 3 other fits like this. The other ones were pretty reasonable. Those were also a little less intense and didn't include any input from his family. This is the first time someone from his family has ever spoke to me like this. So I've been back and forth between y'all are overreacting and what have I done? Am I the asshole? It sounds so dumb when I write it all out, but living it has made me feel physically sick with regret. I can't think straight anymore. So look, coming from the guy who has everything wrong, listen, that's a you thing, bro. It is not anybody else's responsibility to make sure that shit is coddled. If you are obviously to the detriment of your partnership, fucking spending absurd amount of money on Stu because it's the only thing that you talk to somebody, bro. Fucking talk to somebody. Be like, I don't know what you can do with like the texture issues because I come from a really poor household where thankfully I was told to, you know, that was it. Like, if you didn't eat that, there's not even like, you know, well, that's what I made and I'm not making anything else. That's what I made. There's nothing else. Yeah, there's nothing else. Like, eat it. So
we got dried beans in there if you want.
Let me tell you, bro, like the mind just when I ate steak when I was a kid, it was always like the thin flat steak that we just like unseasoned cooked on a fucking like frying pan, and that was fine dining, bro.
Oh yeah.
Like chicken, all that stuff, all that shit was like unseasoned because the kids had to cook in my household. Yeah. Like once you hit like 10 or 11 and was able to do things, like I said, they're not concerned with that shit. Like feeding you. Sometimes my mom would cook, but it wasn't
they probably weren't eating much, were they?
I mean, they would eat dinner. That was all
you guys cooked or?
Yeah, we had to cook like as kids, do the dishes, everything. They didn't do fucking jack shit.
Jeez.
Drug addicts, man. Listen. So I you know, start becoming a teenager, start getting my own money and shit like that. Taco Bell. I eat a lot of Taco Bell. Taco Bell is fine dining. I'm pretty sure you just can't, like, I heard someone once say I'm tired of Taco Bell, and I'm like, that's impossible.
See, we didn't have like the area that I grew up, the closest fast food was McDonald's, and it was like a 30-minute drive, like 3 towns over.
Yeah.
And so my thing was McChickens. I ate the fuck out of McChickens.
But still, you cannot get tired of McChickens.
No.
Especially when they were 99 cents. Like,
yeah. Well, especially when they had like the McChicken selections where there was like the hot McChicken.
Oh, yeah.
And then like the Buffalo McChicken and then like the one with bacon and cheese on it. Like I was like, yeah, fuck yeah.
Listen, if Arby's sliders didn't have the audacity of being so goddamn expensive for that little ass sandwich, those are fucking really good too. But I get with Amy, and what's so funny is when we first got together, she did not cook. She was not.
Really?
She was like, I'm not the cooking type. I don't do a lot of cooking. First daughter was born, so you know she starts making things, and then listen, it's genetic, ladies. Once you have the kid, you get to that kitchen. I mean, you're like, wow, I can really do these dishes real well. Nah, but I mean, like when my daughter was born, she just started like cooking. Like normally, I would be the person to cook stuff. I've not cooked anything in like fucking 10 years.
I love my wife, but like she is the epitome of like can burn water. Like she tries sometimes, but she really doesn't enjoy it. So there's never a desire to get better at it. And like I'm the type where it's basically like science to me. Like it's like you just mix these things together, you get a meal.
What's so funny is because you know Amy's brown. Like she's a very tan. Look, she's a tan white person. Her family is Italian, Hungarian, but she's a very tan white person. So every time she cooks, like, and we're somewhere, they'll be like, "Man, this is very deep in whatever ethnic bringing. I can see this is like a fan." She was like, "Honey, I just looked up that recipe. Well, I don't know. I'm from North Carolina. Been here my whole life. My dad literally is scared to like all he eats is hot dogs because her dad's very autistic. He has like 3 things that he eats. He was like, I just looked up this recipe. All of it's so good. The funniest goddamn thing is, bro, every time we go to like the mall, a Hispanic lady will walk up and she'll just like start asking Amy something in Spanish, and he was just like, I'm sorry, darling.
I'm sorry, honey.
I'm just like the type that looks at like we went to Don Juan's. Shout out Don Juan's. Best. Listen, I've been to a lot of Mexican restaurants, and this might be the hometown one, okay? But this is the best hometown one that I've ever had. That I have ever like encountered that are really good.
It's good, and like I originally ran into those over in Kernersville because there's one over there in Kernersville, and that was like one of my favorites as well.
Yeah, so they're fucking Mexican food, bro. If you're in Lexington, North Carolina, Kernersville, North Carolina, Don Juan's is fucking amazing. But we're there, and Amy asked for something rancheros, and she rolled that R perfectly. And that lady was like, "Oh, you Spanish?" Girl, look, that's what every white woman wants to hear. She was just sitting there and was like, "No, oh God, did I sound it?" She's got that real country accent.
She does. She's definitely a southern.
Did you see that video I posted about the Oliver's birthday?
No, I don't think so.
So we go to Don Juan's for Oliver's birthday, and there's a guy. Most cringy moment. Like, I know this guy like was trying to go to sleep and he kept thinking about it. But he's like, "Man, I really enjoy your videos." I just hear that from them. And I look over because obviously I know who they're talking to. And I'm like sitting there talking to him. I'm like, "Oh, thanks, man." He's like, "This is crazy that you are here. You live here in this city." And I'm just like, "Yep, I'm here." And, you know, I asked him his name, do the whole thing. You know, I'm really glad you enjoy the content. And I'm feeding Theo, my youngest. Mm-hmm. Listen, I don't give a fuck. Y'all know their names. But I'm feeding my youngest, and he is nonverbal autistic. So when we're doing something, like, I'm going over everything that we're doing, and I'm like, "Yummy, is that good?" You know? And he's eating the cooked onions because he loves rice. He loves cooked peppers. I'm trying to get him to like really fuck with onions because he doesn't want to chew them up, which I think in my brain they have the same consistency as the cooked peppers.
Yeah.
So I give him a bite of the rice with the onion on it, and he's like chewing it up, and he goes, like that. And I was like, "Oh, you really enjoy it?" Like, get real happy. And the guy turns around and goes, "Yeah, brother, I really do. I really enjoy it." Thinking that I'm still talking about the content. And when I'm sitting there feeding my son, and he realized what happened, he goes, "Oh, sorry." But then I'm like, "Oh, man," like I went over how like embarrassing it was. I was like, "Brother, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night," just to make it feel better.
Oh, joking with him?
Even though Amy was like, I think that made it worse.
Yeah, probably did make it worse.
Because he's just like, "Oh God, now he does know." Like, it's like that embarrassing moment that happened to you. No one else thinks that's embarrassing.
No, but it will haunt you for the next 40 years.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be 2 years from now. He's gonna be like,
I mean, I still think of things when I was like a teenager. I was like, that was really fucked up. Nobody else is thinking about this.
Like,
nobody worries
about it.
You
like have to like roll over. You have to adjust to get away from that memory.
I was really an idiot. I really do enjoy.
Really enjoy, and I'm even saying it like, "Oh, you really enjoy, buddy?" Like that. And he's like,
I do.
He turns around, he's like, "Buddy, I really do.
I do, Daddy."
Oh God.
Does he listen to the podcast?
No, they opened up a tattoo shop here, and obviously gave me the whole business cards.
Who, that guy?
Yeah, I'm not going to say the name of it,
but that was the guy that was telling you that he likes your.
Yeah, so he gave the business cards for that, and I was like, "Listen, brother, I don't know what I could do to attract people to a tattoo business, not being, remotely close. Like, yeah, we could do cool content together that might get a couple, but if you have a business, bro, and you are like, man, like I got to get like social, bro, just learn how to do it. Just learn how to be the face of it. Once again, I did not start off being funny. It took some time."
And you just show off the things that you want to do.
Right, yeah, absolutely.
People see it.
Like, I'm going to tell you what, if you make a video of you doing a bomb-ass tattoo, it's going to go infinitely farther than,
having somebody
tattooing
talk about
me
it.
And me going, just overreacting or doing whatever. But yeah, you doing a good tattoo is going to go way farther. All right. Am I the asshole for refusing to sit next to a picture of my late husband and telling my daughter I will not be going to her wedding if that is her plan? I cannot stand at all when somebody passes away.
Yeah, fuck them. Fuck those people that passed away.
Fuck you. And people like to, the next gift you get is going to be in memory of that person. And the next thing you do is going to be in memory of that person. And they got to, I understand that you're trying to be thoughtful and shit like that, but a part of grieving that, a good part of grieving is the life outside of what that person meant to you. And that sounds weird and it sounds selfish, but they are dead and you are still alive and you do have to go through life. And I believe that when you're trying to be a good friend or a good cousin or a good whatever, and somebody has just passed away, passed. We say they died 6 months ago, okay, and you had a child. The other person's having a baby, and at the baby shower, you give them a onesie with their, the person who passed away's face on it. Just get them a gift. Like, show them that, of course there is times where to do that, and it's very sweet and shit. But
it depends on the person. And
it does.
I mean, for the most part, don't just keep like rubbing it in somebody's face.
But that's what people do, man. Like, and then everything's about that, and then you're not giving that person room, the room to be like, okay, I still have life to live. Because you could tell someone all day long, be like, they would want you to be happy. They would want you to be happy, but also you deserve to be happy. Like, you deserve to go about your life. So you need to do that, because once again, this person is gone. They no longer, and I understand it's so fucking hard to live with somebody you just miss. And it's rough. But at the end of the day, you are still on this planet. You deserve to be happy. Carry those memories along, and let's get through living life and finding happiness in life, because
ultimately it is like that people don't want you to forget them. That's a big thing, is like that person that passed on doesn't want you to just forget about them, but also they want you to be happy and remember good things about them and be happy thinking about them.
If you love somebody, it goes without saying, you ain't gonna forget about them.
But like what I'm saying though is like, they don't want you to just sit there and be sad all the time. Like, oh God, I miss them so much. Oh, I miss them. They don't want, like, nobody actually wants their person who they care about to just sit there and be miserably like, oh, I miss them so much. They want you to think about them and be happy. Be like, oh man, I remember when my dad took me fishing. Or
we're in a weird time too, because like people want to give that sentimental, I want to record this type of moment. Yeah. Like I want them to, and that's another layer of the just cringy pasta of just get them a gift, man. Like get them something that's going to give them a fucking diaper genie. I love a goddamn diaper genie right next to the fucking crib. We're going to be so good at sponsors whenever we fucking get one. Someone send us a diaper genie.
We use disposable or reusable diapers, cloth diapers.
You could do that too, but listen, we didn't do that. Which, I mean, my kids' poop don't affect me at all. But we would just have that little thing right next to the crib. I don't know who gifted that to us, but if I could kiss them on the mouth, because that thing was the greatest.
Yeah.
Not having to like huff them back and forth. And then like you would flip it up and you could see, if you leave pee in a bag for one day, you could spend, you'd be like, go and change this little bitty bag. It was a blessing. Like I said, if I could go back and just mouth kiss whoever got us that was the dopest thing we got during that. But yeah, get them that, man. You ain't gotta, because I already understand what this is.
Well, you don't understand what this one is, because it's a daughter getting married.
I can 100% understand it. She wants the mom to sit next to a picture of her dad. I've not read this story. Probably would like some clothes draped down of whatever he wore. All right, I'm gonna get into it because Dylan's looking at me weird.
Well, we're 5 to 10 minutes into the story, and all we read is the title.
My late husband and I didn't have a good relationship. Bam! Yep. He struggled with alcoholism and ultimately drank himself to death after I divorced him. After some time, I remarried, but my daughter doesn't get along with my new husband. They have a strained relationship, and I married him while she was in college. She has hated that I have remarried and is kind of a dick to my husband. This is a way different story.
Exactly.
God, fucking edit some of that shit I said at the beginning. It all makes it 10 times funnier when I do that whole spiel, and then I start reading it, so I was like, Michael's a dork. Michael's going to sound all nice and enlightened and like, let me help him with the grief. And it's just like, oh, okay, never mind. My daughter is getting married soon, and while I'm excited for her, I've had some concerns about how she's planning the wedding. She mentioned wanting to include a picture of my late husband at the ceremony, which I completely understand as a way to honor him. However, she also wants me to sit next to his picture during the ceremony, and my husband would sit somewhere else. Oh, that's really sad.
Yeah.
And obviously, y'all did a bad job as parents helping your kid through divorce, okay? Because if we're this far into it and she's not,
I still want mom and dad to be together.
Come to terms with this, like, if dad is dead,
can they make up and get back together
in the afterlife? Maybe she'll remarry him. Like, you have fucked up. So in essence, you kind of are an asshole if you have not been able to communicate with your child effectively about how, alcoholism isn't like it's an addiction, and you do try to work with somebody. Like if Amy got addicted to cocaine,
You guys are
God,
both
the
be
house is
addicted.
gonna be spotless.
You guys would both be addicted to cocaine.
Right? Yeah. We would both be, and the love making would be great and long. It just like be 4 hours long. But you know,
So it would look like Diddy's house. You'd need a whole
right,
shitload
yeah,
of lube
also
just
so much
everywhere.
lube. I would try to work with her through it. But if like, you know, she's, you know, going out and sucking dick for coke and spending all this money, which alcoholism obviously is a little bit different, but not really. And just, you know, there's a point where you have to let it go.
You can't help everybody.
You can't help everybody. It's just some people are really susceptible to addiction where, you know, I've dealt with addiction a lot, and then I'm able to be like, hey, you know, I've gotten too bad and take breaks and stuff like that. And in essence, that's always made me feel like I wasn't an addict. So it kind of hurt me in the long run because I didn't look at it properly. But if someone's not willing to help themselves and you can't help them, look, I'm not going to sit here and, you know, through alcoholism, watch you die, watch you get a fucking colostomy bag and shit like that. If I'm actively trying to say, hey, you know, we need to get off the alcohol. If you got to wake up and drink and shit like that. Or if there was
abuse or like verbal abuse, physical abuse, anything that came from that alcoholism that she was dealing with as well. So
right, because I mean, listen. If you're honestly, if you could do drugs and just nobody know you're on drugs, they never ask you to quit. So, and then it's like one day you just like, you know, break down. You're like, fuck, I've been doing that. I don't know how to get off of them.
I like to just do a little math every once in a while.
Like I said, I would fucking work 12 hours. Nobody would even suspect I was doing this. I'd be completely normal doing it. I just
be fucked up.
You know what I'm saying? And it was different than pain pills. It was, which even with pain pills, they made me more euphoric and more up. If I got into like the Opana and shit like that, those would obviously bring you down. Cause I mean, by that time you're just doing heroin, but those would make me feel up. So still you wouldn't really know like what mic is on. So as like, if you're going to drink alcohol and you want to save your marriage, just be like, hey babe, we watching a movie right now? All right, let's watch it. What's that? That Shane Gillis one a day, or I don't know, the beer fucking thing to save the relationship.
Oh yeah.
And then it's just like all downhill. He shows like what's really happening in the office and shit. That's gold. I told her that I'm not comfortable with that arrangement. I also learned she wanted me to sit with the pitcher at the family table, and that my husband wouldn't be sitting there either. This is the funniest goddamn story, and it makes it 10 times funnier. I told you that I went through that really. Listen, this is what I want. This is what I envision one day when I go off on one of them spiels and someone just does this like really just like sweet like do like while I'm talking and I'm talking about grief and stuff like that, and then I start reading. I'm like, oh, this story is not even closely related to what the fuck I was talking about. I told her no, and she got upset saying I was being selfish and disrespectful to her and her father's memory. I told her if that's her plan, I won't be able to attend the wedding. She called me a jerk, and now other family is involved. Am I the asshole? You're the asshole for just sucking at like getting your child through a divorce.
Well, and for like not being able to talk her off this fucking ledge for that. Like that is ludicrous that she wants you to just sit there with a fucking picture, your husband nowhere around. And I get it that she doesn't like your fucking husband, but like that's you not being a fucking good parent, like you said. And like it's relationships. And how the fuck are you not able to talk your daughter off that ledge?
I'm one of those people where I'm just like nature versus nurture. I am 100% like nurture. Is 99.9% of it. That nature, like people will say, throw around terms like inherently evil. Nothing is inherently evil. No one is inherently evil. It's all about like raising someone. So if an 18-year-old goes and shoots up a fucking, you know, McDonald's, kills 30 people, I'm like, shitty fucking parents. Yeah. And you could be like, well, they loved him, and that obviously they did not conversate with their child. They weren't able to recognize that their child was sick, because normal people don't just wake up one day and like, you know what, I'm gonna go fucking mass shooting.
Well, and it's not just like, I mean, it is just on it is, but then it's the surrounding environment that parent has allowed them to be in, and you know, did they get them help? Did they do?
Right? Like, are they involved in their life? Like, don't believe all this fucking. Well, yeah, you can't invade a 14-year-old's privacy. Yes, the fuck you can. At the most pivotal time in their fucking life, where they are most susceptible to anything that they fucking learn, where they're finding these new avenues to talk to different people that you don't fucking know. You do have to, in some capacity, be involved in a child's life. Now, if you are fucking going through there, say 16-year-old daughter, she's talking to her boyfriend. You see something you don't like. You got to shut the fuck up. That's love. Kids are going to fucking do it. You know, it doesn't matter what you were doing at that age.
Everybody did.
Yeah, right.
Like, everybody has.
But it doesn't matter what you were doing at the age. That's what they are doing at this age. As long as you have educated them on being safe and shit. You can feel safe in that. But you do have to be involved. Like, you have to see what the fuck is going on. You cannot let your child be on YouTube, what the fuck ever, and unguided,
like uncensored, like just not being watched at all. Like you got to at least have an eye, because with the kids YouTube, like it literally goes from like playing with puppets to like some weird fucking Middle Eastern crazy shit within like 3 videos. And it's like, how did you get here? Like, these people aren't even speaking your language, and it's like weird fucking people dressed up in crazy costumes. And I mean, I guess it's kind of still for kids, but it's not. Like, none of this is for kids. But like 3 videos through, it's
right now Dylan is talking about the habosh babosh.
I don't know.
That's what you're talking about.
Crazy shit.
Yeah, I watch. So Oliver, he'll watch the regular YouTube shorts. Is infinitely better than YouTube Kids. I'm going to let you know that right now.
Is it?
It's infinitely better because the YouTube Kids algorithm
is shit.
It's shit. It's just not a good algorithm. The YouTube short algorithm would be like, oh, you like this video? Here is another video. Like, exactly like that one. So it takes him a lot longer to like
go off the rails.
Yeah, like he can sit there and watch it and it like stay consistent. He's 8. I am cool with cuss words.
Yeah,
I'm cool with him hearing cuss words. I say cuss words. He's not going to be able to avoid saying cuss words. I'm like, it's a respect thing that you don't say cuss words because we're young right now. We don't say cuss words, around other people. Like I said, you fucking talk to your kids. It's easy. It's easy to talk to
constantly. Like she'll be like, I accidentally said fuck.
We do have conversations. I was like, hey, listen, it's the internet. Anytime they are exposed to the internet, you got to teach them about the internet. I'm like, listen, you might come across a video. I tell them warning signs of we're about to see stuff that we don't want to see. Okay. I'm like, you ever scroll across a video with a bunch of guys in a dimly lit room with a guy sitting there with a thing over his head? We should probably scroll away from the video. Okay. If we start hearing something that we don't like, we scroll away from the video. Okay. As soon as it fucking happens, you scroll away. We don't sit there and try to fucking
figure out what's going on.
Watch it. But I have went through enough nights of looking through that's the good thing too, is the kids watch history sucks dick. Regular YouTube watch history, infinitely better because it gives you the exact time they saw it. And with shorts too, you can fucking be like, oh, they were on this video for that long. So it's just infinitely better. If you are sitting there, YouTube Kids, I would not have a kid younger than 8, even on YouTube Kids, because that is like a fucking. I just saw this thing. It's about some cappuccino bitch, and she got an abusive husband who punched her in the head and cracked her fucking teapot head, and that's like a thing.
A kid's thing?
Cappuccino, Barbarina, some shit like that. I don't know. Somebody in the comments will fucking tell me about it. But I asked my middle son about it, and he was like, yeah, that's some like weird brain rot stuff. So he likes to watch streamers that play the same games as him. So the weird stuff in the community, which is kind of cool, and I fuck with it. There's a lot of these little like streamers that do like the Roblox content, the Minecraft content that I fuck with. That I'm like, okay, these guys are cool. These guys are not. You can pretty much within 20 minutes decipher if someone's okay or not. But they like make fun of kind of the weird stuff that the unattended kids get into and start sharing. So he's like, yeah, that's like brain rot stuff, and I don't watch that. I'm just like, fuck yeah, all right.
Yeah,
there are some good role models out there, but yes, always be involved in your kid's fucking life. Like, don't just let them. I mean, we did it, and look how fucked up we are. So
we didn't have the internet in the same capacity as what it is now.
It's just it's just so accessible.
Well, yeah, like I mean, you had to compete with adults to get on the internet when we were kids, and like the internet was cool for adults too. And so like,
what's so funny though is, I'm not gonna lie, like I was one of those iPad parents, and I'm not saying like iPad where they would just have endless access to the actual internet. It was like games and stuff like that I never really gave a fuck about. And I think it has the opposite idea that everybody else had, because the amount of content they don't watch. Like when I say he watches like YouTube shorts, he'll maybe do it for like 20 minutes before going to bed. Other than that, he's playing video games. Like that's what he likes to do. He likes to play video games. Does not give a fuck about content.
Yeah.
Like and also you can't like get him to watch unless they're playing a video game. You can't get him to watch nothing. He don't give a fuck about it. My daughter doesn't watch any content at all. Doesn't spend any time on. Doesn't care about social media or nothing like that. She's like, I'm just playing with my friends in Roblox. That's it.
Yeah.
No want for it.
My 4-year-old, she likes to watch like YouTube, like them making like cakes. I mean, really, if I let her do anything, she would probably be watching a shitload of like Minecraft and stuff like that. But like,
yeah, but when she starts playing Minecraft, like literally the content she's going to watch is people doing the thing that she likes to do. And honestly, I think it is more damaging the parents who are just like, nothing, you don't, because it can fucking hurt your brain. And then once they start, you know, now I'm able to see the TikToks and the short form content. I think that's what like really fucks the kid up and gets them addicted. Like I said, my kids, they've had the access to it. It has been like where we've watched it and stuff like that. Could not give a fuck that it exists at all.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Parenting is hard. That's what I'm going to tell you. It's hard. And whatever someone tells you is the right thing to do might not be the right thing to do. It might be the wrong thing to do. It is always good to, nothing beats a conversation, man. That should be, we should have just, we need to put that, nothing beats a conversation. Am I the asshole for telling my daughter-in-law she is not a mother?
I remember this one. I read them all when I put them in there. So like,
how should I read this one? Oh, this is older lady.
This is a, I mean, it's a concerned older lady, like, because her daughter-in-law is a little wild.
Listen, I have 3 kids and they are all married. This post is about my son and his wife, Jenny. Jenny struggles with infertility and has no children. It is sad. My other son, daughter-in-law, is expected next month, and my daughter recently had their own kid, my grandson.
I love how she puts that there. So we were like,
so they could do the math easier because I was getting confused.
Yeah.
Everyone was busy for Mother's Day and they couldn't meet up with me for the holidays. That's fine. They are starting their own families. I understand. I thought it would be nice to send my expectant daughter-in-law son and my daughter a Mother's Day basket. So Jenny always
I wanted to do it so bad.
make comments that her 2 dogs are her first grandkids.
I have to change it just because of this next line. I'm in the wrong.
I always thought it was a joke. She's big on being a dog mom. My daughter posted a picture in the group chat of everything she got for Mother's Day and included the basket. My other daughter-in-law also thanked me for her basket in the chat. Jenny soon called me and asked me where her basket was. I was a bit confused and asked what she meant. I thought she was pregnant, and she was just now telling me, like, oh, wow, this is a good way to fucking, like, oh, darling.
I'm so happy for you.
Turns out it wasn't that, okay? She clarified, since I have 2 grandkids by her already, and she said her dog's names, bless her heart. I was even more confused at this, and then she then clarified that she's her dog's mother's and should have gotten a basket. I told her that she is not a mother. Mother's Day is for women that raise human children and not pet owners. She got really upset and cussed me out for not getting her a basket and that she is a parent. My son is telling me to apologize, send a Mother's Day basket over. I am thinking about him not being my son anymore.
That's not in there.
He added that.
Yeah.
He is calling me a jerk for not sending her a basket and telling her she is a pet owner.
I don't give a fuck. I will die on the hill of not even in the ballpark of raising a child. Listen, I get it. You love your dogs. That is great. The love for a dog in no way, shape, or form can match the love for a child. Is there some people who will risk their lives for their animals? Sure. The unconditional love for a child is much different.
Well, like, I think the biggest thing is like, it's okay to look at your pets as kids and everything, but it's one of those cases where just because you live in that little reality of yours doesn't mean everybody else has to live in that reality with you.
Not
like
at all.
You can claim that you're a dog mom, dog dad, whatever the fuck you want to do. You could be a dog grandparent, whatever. But like, ultimately, like, that's your choice. It's not like once you have an actual kid, if you are there in their life, because just having the kid doesn't make you a mom or a dad either. Like, biologically, yes, but you have to show up as like every day. You have to do that to be an actual one. But like, it doesn't matter. Like, you can pick a dog up and then you can send that dog off tomorrow.
So,
like, you can
if you have like the people who are like, it's my child. Listen, if you have a dog and you've had this dog for 6 years and then you then have a baby and that baby has these horrible, just allergic reactions where they can't breathe and a rash, guess what? Like, it was, I gotta find you a good home. Sorry,
if you're
bud.
a decent person, like, because there's some fucking
There are
crazy
some
ass
just crazy
animal
that's
people
like
that
near mental disorder.
Yes.
Like if we're all on a boat because our cruise ship just sank, and they're like, oh my god, it's gonna sink unless we lose, 20 pounds of weight, and there's a fucking golden retriever right there and 4 kids. Nobody's gonna be like, even the dog owner's gonna be like, I'm a rational human being. Obviously, these lives are more important than my dogs. I am sorry, buddy. Like, gone. And no way, shape, or form are you a parent. And here's the thing, okay? You can love a dog, and you got a dog right now, and you're like, this is my baby. I love my baby, okay? If that dog then developed a stomach issue, non-deadly, okay, that then agitated that dog to no end every single day and just made him very aggressive, and every time you tried to interact with that dog and bitch fingers and stuff like that, you would have compassion for that animal, okay? Because you love him, okay? And then a week will pass. And then 2 weeks will pass. And you're just like, fuck, I got to give him his medicine. Fuck, bit me. God damn it. Fuck, bit my finger again. Fuck. And then guess what? You're like, I think it's time to put him down. You won't do that with a kid. I'm telling you, you won't do that with a kid. It'll only, like, going through, like, health problems with a child. Oh, God. I've heard somebody do that before. Talk about their animal getting cancer, which it was a cat, which I'm just like, listen, I prefer cats over dogs. And the cat people who because dogs have that like level of intelligence where it's like, I can see somebody like, they're like, this is my buddy. A cat in no way, shape, or form.
They do not give
they don't give a fuck about your existence either. But they were talking about their cat dying when someone was talking about their child passing away of cancer.
No.
And I was just like, oh man, yeah, that's the same there, buddy. But look, we have, Jesus, this was very rambly. And listen, if you enjoy Two Daddies Judging Baddies and you are on whatever site that you're on, all right, they have these hollowed out stars. There's 5 of them, okay? And if you click 1 through 5, it doesn't matter. But if you just click one of those stars for us to let us know how we're doing, that would help out so much. Because new people, when they see a podcast, they'll be like, 46 reviews? Lame. That's just how people are. Give us a like or rate. Let us know how we're doing. Maybe comment down what you like about it, what you don't like about it. Maybe we ramble too much and you think that we're giving you a brochure of our life, even though brochures are the relatively short things that you would read to somebody. So probably change my insult next time, but just let us know what you like. Listen, and if you want us to go over an Am I the Asshole or just any kind of funny Reddit story, you can go to mikeanddylan.com, mikeanddylan.com, and you can submit a story there. Just put 2DJB in there somewhere, because we also use those for submissions for Mike and Dylan Hate Drama. And listen, guys, we will see you next time.
Later.